Good morning, my lovers. Right. Um, I've been working really hard at it and I've developed a new tool for anyone who wants me to do analyze permissions. Well, not necessarily their permissions, but I can show you a spot that could be really good for Anglo-Saxon relics. Now, what you're looking at here are this red line. This is Anglo-Saxon boundaries. Hundreds, actually, hundreds. So we've got 100 here, we've got 100 here, and we've got 100 here. And what the Saxons used to do is used to do this thing called beating the bounds. So they would kind of defend their own boundaries and they would be walking. They would use this as a kind of footpath and they'd be walking along. But what they also used to do is they used to meet. So whenever the administration wanted to meet the next door's administration, they would meet where these boundaries come together. For, I don't know, administrative purposes back in them days, 1,000 years ago. God knows what they did back then, but I'm sure historians would like to tell you, but that would take an extensive amount of research, which I tend to use ChatGPT a lot for. Anyway, I digress. So what they used to do is they would meet at this point here, and normally where they would meet would be on a little bit of high ground, like a barrow or whatever they would try and meet here. So what I've developed is this technique called surface slicing. It's a little bit like ground penetrating radar for the surface. So we go up by a distance of 4 inches at a time. So the black ground is high ground here. Ignore that because that's really high. But the black ground is low ground, and see how it's a bit white here? That's because that is a bit higher, right? So that's white, that's higher. Okay, so let's engage surface slicing. So I've got here, look, I know the height of this area. I've worked it out, and it is 5.5 meters. Then they've got 5.6, 5.7, 8, 9, 6, 0.1, 0.2. So we're looking for a piece of high ground right there where these boundaries come together, because where they would meet, they would drop things like gold rings, trinkets, all sorts of things. So this could be a really good spot for finding ancient relics. So we'll put it on 5.5 meters. There. Now obviously the black is higher ground and the white is lower ground. So you can see this thing, clump thing down here, mound or mump, something mump. Barrow Mump, I think it's called. So this is in Somerset, right? So we can see we're now entering the slicing. So it's going up by a distance of 4 inches each time. So if we put on 5.6, yeah, see it shrink? Did you see it shrink? It's going up. 5.7. Can you see anywhere that's really standing out? Maybe this is standing out a bit here, look. And some bits down here, this bit's standing out a little bit. And of course this is standing out because it's like 33 meters above 5.5 meters. It's really high. Anyway, let's go up to 5.8. Oh, again, this bit is standing out. We've got a bit here starting to stand out. This bit here standing out. Look, this is higher than the surrounding landscape, which is lower. So if we go up to 5.9, there, see, again, this bit is higher, but now we've got a lovely little clump just there. So if we zoom in on this lovely little barrow-shaped clump right there, what is that? Now I can see a bit of a line going around the outside. Is that, and I haven't tried this out yet, but I'm suspecting that this might be one of those horsey things, when they're training their horses. So if I grab the satellite image and I drag that up above, there, no it's not. You can see something there, look. That's possibly high. So we've got a piece of high ground right there in that field. And also notice how that bends around it, look. So it's a bending around that. So if we take that back down to the bottom, like so, that is not higher, that's lower. So that's probably showing, let's drag that back up. This is showing an area that floods. So this area that floods, that's why it's like, it looks like that, because it's flooding. So that's not high, that's lower. So that's no good. So we drag that back down to there. So this bit is higher. Right, so that is 5.9 meters above sea level. So if we go up to 6, oh, it's still higher, look. It's still higher. So this is going up by 4 inches at a time. If we go to 6.1, oh, it's still higher. And that's going around it. And if we go to 6.2, it's almost disappeared. So what we're looking for is little pieces of high ground near to where these things come together. Now, this is a river channel. So I suspect a lot of this black line is where over time they've been, I don't know, dredging the river, and they're just dumping the soil on either side of the river. So that point right there, let's put that back on, right there is a little piece of high ground next to where the hundreds come together. Now what I've done is I've created a little polygon around that, right? So we don't need these anymore, we can get rid of them. Come on, go away, go away, go away, and go away. So there we have it. That is a little bit of high ground. You know, they would have walked along here, walked along the boundary. So this is a little bit of high ground near to where all of these come together. So potentially that is a really good spot to look at. Now we've got it on Google Satellite. Let's put it on base maps. Let's put it on Bing. Sometimes that shows up more things. And, oh, I don't know. Is that a crop mark there? Is that a little crop mark in there? Possibly a little crop mark in there. And possibly one going across there. Let's see that going through there, little crop mark. Right, so let's go and have a look at this spot on Google Earth. Just before I go off and look at Google Earth looking for crop marks, I have noticed that these are long, narrow fields, which are called Burbage plots. Now, originally, this would have been even narrower. And if I zoom out, and we go over here, and I put on an old map, there, you can see how narrow it would have been at one time. But unfortunately, this map doesn't cover that area. But you can clearly see, look how narrow they were. So this would all belong to different people, called Burbage plots. So unfortunately, that map doesn't cover there, look. It's over here, look, but it doesn't cover there. So let's go and have a look at Google Earth. Right, so I got it up on the online version of Google Earth. For some reason, Google Earth, the program, doesn't seem to want to work on my computer anymore. But we can see crop marks. There's a crop mark there. There's something here. We've got a crop mark here. Maybe an old pathway leading up to the meeting place. We've got the crop marks here, look, going across there. And if we go back to another one, not that one, or that one, these are animal tracks. See that? That's an animal track, that's that. They always choose the same route. I did see a good one somewhere. That's a farmer's track. Oh, where's it gone? Ah, see this, look. So it's showing up as high ground right there. Now, I did see something then. I thought I saw something. Ah, look at that. Dark staining in the soil. Right there. That could be significant. So, there we have it. Oh, and there's bare soil again. Look, dark staining in the soil. That's people coming together, especially just there. Look, dark staining. That's people coming together. They probably had lots of animals. And over the millennia, this has stained the soil brown, especially right there. So there we have it. That is surface slicing. So if anyone wants me to do a new analysis using surface slicing for things in their area, let's just have a quick look at that. I suspect it's someone's house. It is. And over here, these are all within properties. See, you know, that might be artificially raised up. Yeah, see that bit? That's been artificially raised. And there's a shed here which it's probably got a concrete hard standing where it's been raised up slightly, and there's a barn over here it's been raised. So that's why that looks higher. But this is a field, and see how the Saxon boundary bends around it? That's significant, that bend, and it bends around that bit there. So this is surface slicing. And if you would like me to do a new analysis using this technique, and I can also do least cost path analysis as well, I will do it for you. It will cost you £25 a time, because as you can imagine, doing each one of these slices takes a long time to do. And I can do it on your permissions, or near to your permissions, or find a Saxon boundary, or I can do least cost path analysis. I can do all sorts of things to help you find epic relics. Cheers!